Horrendous scenes coming out of the Middle East.
Analysing the root causes of a 5,000-year-old religious war isn't really our plate's wheelhouse. But I don't understand what the end game is for Hamas at the moment. It knows it doesn't have the military horsepower to defeat Israel. Hamas flies these. Israel flies these. And it knew that this attack would just harden Tel Aviv's resolve and see hellfire rain down on Palestinians.
Puts our neighbourhood shootings in perspective.
Bikies around WA should be giving a slow clap to the Mongols and the Rebels at the moment. The OMCG sector's trying to mount a High Court challenge to John Quigley's anti-association and insignia laws. They're going to the extent of forming a political party to fight for what they say is a basic civil right.
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
And in the middle of the most delicate legal and public relations negotiations since the first clubs formed in 1971, we have a Boys in the Hood style drive-by shooting. Which confirms in the public's mind that the cops are completely correct when they say things like this.
OMCGs are not harmless motorcycle clubs. They are violent criminal gangs causing harm across our community.
What's the word on the street?
I have actually no idea because the street where the word resides is in a suburb I rarely visit. Mongol Adam Rag is standing outside his house on Amazon Drive in Baldivis last week when a car cruises past and the person or people in it fire off a half a dozen shots. Handgun and a shotgun are used, police reckon. Adam jumps his neighbour's fence. They're inside watching Frozen on TV when bullets hit their home.
I suddenly see him standing there.
God, that would be terrifying.
If you buy a house in Compton in LA or the south side of Chicago or the Gaza Strip, you can expect some gunplay. But Baldivis?
Don't worry about it. It's all good in the hood.
Gang crime swarmed the street and Rag's house, which is held in the name of his partner, Caitlin Leeson.
So what does a bikie do after a drive-by shooting?
He comfort eats. Apparently Adam and Caitlin ordered Uber Eats.
What'd they get?
Macca's. Second thing he did was make up with the neighbour.
Hi-dally-ho, neighborinos.
Who is probably still a nervous wreck.
No doubt.
The Mongols have offered to repair the family's home air conditioning unit, which was damaged during the drive-by. The Mongols are happy for us to know about that. It's a bit of bikie PR. But the club wants to make it clear that they are not saying anything about the allegiances of the man charged with pulling the trigger. Jacob Hughes has form, police say. He's facing an assault charge relating to an incident in the only place as dangerous as the Gaza Strip, Paramount nightclub in Northbridge. Jacob's a rebel, so everyone's frothing at the prospect of the biggest bikie gang in Australia shaping up to the fastest growing bikie gang in Australia.
But you're not convinced.
Not really. I don't know if this was a club-sanctioned hit or it was just a personal matter between two men arguing about who has the most formidable mullet. The story goes the rebels are pissed off that a lot of their members are defecting to the Mongols. Rag himself was a rebel, part of that club's Rock City chapter, which is headquartered in the only place more dangerous than the Gaza Strip. Rag and Man Mountain Jason Gastarov were running that chapter when they and their mates went black and white en masse. That was a few months before Nick Martin was shot dead at a place more violent than Paramount nightclub, Rockingham and the Gaza Strip combined.
Live at Perth Motorplex.
The Mongols patch over Rebels Rock City in late 2020, but there couldn't have been much bad blood because in February 2021, this picture was taken. That's lifelong Rebel Karl Labrook making no secret of his bromance with Troy McCanty.
So if the rebels didn't have an issue with the Mongols patching over a chapter back then...
Why the problem now?
Yeah.
A lot of orders gone under the bridge. The rebels have lost a lot of senior leaders to various police operations, but it's still a big club. And when you've got a lot of grunts but no officers, things can get a little loose.
You're making a terrible mistake I'm not going to let you make.
Come on, guys. Nobody wants this. We're supposed to be professionals.
Labrook's not as involved with his club as he was as well. He's got his own problems. He's facing charges relating to stolen or unlawfully obtained property, specifically $500,000 in cash the cops suspect is dirty, but he maintains came from legitimate sources. And he's just been fined for displaying a gang tat while Christmas shopping at Costco.
Costco.
1% is like a bulk buy bargain as much as the rest of us. Came out of court questioning why school kids could identify as whatever they wanted, but he couldn't identify as a Rebels bikie. Karl, I think you're about to discover that the gender wars are just as brutal as any bikie war.
This is Democracy Manifest.
I'm Ben Harvey. For more Up Late, click the subscribe button below.